Virginia implemented Medicaid expansion in 2019, and more than 494,000 Virginians have gained coverage as a result. You have said you oppose Medicaid expansion, but understand and agree that this service cannot simply be removed. What alternative programs and services would you aim to implement as governor, and what impact would alternatives have on the Commonwealth budget and taxation rates? How would you work with the General Assembly to implement these alternatives?
So, yes, I'm against Medicaid expansion, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand why it's there and why it was needed and what position that has put the people that need to utilize Medicaid right now. So we can't just, cut the cord and say fend for yourself to those people. What we need to do is we need oversight on who's getting Medicaid, why they're getting it, and we need to start to work on policy that is going to transition them from Medicaid into the workforce. And that goes into another question we have later on. But that's a big part. I have family that rely on Medicaid. And I see in a lot of those members that they can go get a job. They can work. There are obstacles in their way that we need to help them fix. And a lot of that is current policy that is in place. It makes them dependent on that check. And it incentivizes them to stay at home. What we need to do is de-incentivize that and incentivize going to work. Incentivize being a productive member of society. Now, for those that really, really need it, we're not going to take it away from you. And that's a big part of having the hard conversations and finding solutions that work for people, not hurt people. And that's why in my statement, I say that I know we just can't cut the cord because I don't want to hurt the people. But we need to find solutions to transitioning away from that. As far as the taxation rate, a lot of that's going to come down to responsible spending in our state. I don't know how many times you're going down a road and it's a perfectly fine road, and then you turn down this other road that's bumpy as heck. A week later you come down and they're repaving the good road, but the bumpy road isn't being touched. Okay, that's a great example of responsible spending. They're spending money where it doesn't need to be spent, and they're ignoring the areas where that money should be spent. Also, setting up contracts so there are deadlines with these companies. They're going to be fined when they don't complete it on time. We're not going to have to give them more money to complete a contract that they bid on. You find a lot of that in our government as well. And, Trump is working on that on the federal side, but again, we got to do it on the state side. Everything that we need to fix in this country starts on the state side, not the federal.